Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to all of you. Welcome to the live event of the launch of Epic Season 5. Tonight, we are overjoyed to extend our greetings to the sharpest minds from the prestigious B schools across India. It's the fifth incredible year of TVS Credit Stellar Case competition, and let me assure you, the exhilaration is simply contagious. Get ready for a roller coaster of a challenge, a platform where bright young talents will roll up their sleeves and dive deep into real world problems which the industry is facing. We're not just throwing you in the deep end without a pedal. We have got a guiding philosophy, and it goes by the name of EPIC: enrich, perform, innovate, and challenge. That's the approach we're rooting for. It's like your secret formula to conquer this grand challenge. Now, let's talk about the kind of people we're searching for. We're on the hunt for those youthful minds brimming with curiosity. We're looking for those innovators who go beyond convention, those who will walk the extra mile to crack this ultimate case challenge. So, buckle up because tonight we're embarking on a journey like no other. So, get ready to witness the launch of Epic Season 5. Now, it's time to dive a little into Journey of TVS. Well, that was about the challenge. As Going as a step forward, we'll also talk a little bit about the group. So we come from a group that traces back to a legacy of 112 glorious years. The TVS Group, born in 1911 as a humble rural transport company, has now blossomed into a powerhouse with over 90 companies, making it a cornerstone of India's automotive components industry. At TVS Credit, we aim to empower Indians to dream bigger and partner with them to fulfill their aspirations. We do that by providing much needed financial assistance to the underserved by the organized financial sector through our vast product offerings. Now, you might think, what sets us apart? It's our deep rooted connection with the semi urban and rural India. We're not just here to offer loans, we're here to bridge gaps, to bring technology fueled solutions and data driven insights to the underserved markets. And there's more. With a robust network of over 130 offices across 25 states, 31,000 plus distribution points, and 4,800 plus brokers and partners, and a dedicated army of 19,000 plus professionals, we're leaving no stone unturned to make our presence felt. We have a wide mix of products that cater to diverse needs. Our portfolio consists of two-wheeler loans, used car loans, tractor loans, consumer durables, loans, used commercial vehicles, business loans, retailer loans, and that's not all. We also have the Instacart program and online personal loans, a testament to our customer-centric approach. So, dear students, I welcome you all to Epic Season 5, where legacy meets innovation. Get ready to explore, get ready to be inspired, and get ready to embark on a ride that's as unique as you are. It is now time to meet our esteemed panelists, the team that's driving innovation and excellence at TVS Credit. First up is Ms. Jay Shubha K, who is our Chief People Officer. Her insights into human capital and organizational excellence are nothing short of inspiring. We have Mr. Charandeep Singh, our Chief Marketing Officer. With his visionary approach, he is the driving force behind making our brand resonate with the world. Making our financial strategies a rock is none other than Ms. Rupa Sampat Kumar, the Chief Financial Officer. Her financial acumen and strategic prowess makes her an integral part of our journey. Now, let's welcome Mr. Raghavendra Nagarajan, Senior Divisional Head Data and Analytics, who is also fondly called RAGS within the organization. His expertise stands as the bedrock of our analytics-based decision making, and he's one of our major pillars in our data-driven approach for the company. Let's give a huge round of applause for our esteemed panelists. Going forward, let's have a brief introduction on Ms. Jay Shubha. Jay Shubha is a Madras University postgrad in human resources who has worked in HR in the manufacturing and services industry for over 27 years. She is the Chief People Officer at TVS Credit. Under her leadership, TVS Credit has grown from just 300 employees to 19,000 plus employees. She's in charge of establishing well-defined employee performance management systems, rewards and recognition, HR metrics based on analytics, and the entire HR, the gamut, as you can say. Before joining TVS Credit, her journey included significant roles at Titan Industries, Ford India, and Prasad Corporation. At Titan Industries, she deftly managed challenging responsibilities such as union management, wage negotiation, and overseeing factory floor. She played a pivotal role in shaping Ford Motor Company's recruitment procedures and diverse committee. Her next chapter at Prasad Corporation, a trailblazer in India's post-production film sector, saw her successfully establishing groundbreaking pan-India HR systems, setting a new standard for the industry. Over to you, Shubha ma'am. The floor is yours to address.
Thank you, Aishwarya. Good evening, everybody. Warm welcome to all of you. I know it's late in the evening, but nevertheless, good to see you. To catch up with all of you in the evening. So, welcome to Epic 5. When we launched the first session of Epic, it was, I think, in 2019. And from there on, it's been growing from strength to strength. And I'm proud to see a lot of participation increasing and people who've been participants in Epic working along with us. So it's been a great journey for all of us. A brief about TVS Credit. This company was TVS Finance when I joined, that is about 14 years back. From then on, we took over a new license and we called ourselves TVS Credit Services in the year 2010, and we started with one product, which is two-wheeler, with about a loss-making company which was minus 50 crores. So there was a lot of negative sentiments and all that, and then how we overcame those challenges, and today at the level that we are has been quite a journey that I would say. A lot of learnings, a lot of opportunities. Has always been like, someone says you're flying the plane and you're repairing it. So whatever we've done here, we've been one thing is we have never been scared of taking risk. We're not scared of making mistakes, and we've been continuing to do what we do, and we've been improvising on whatever we do. So that's how we've reached this level. But having said that, the company, from what it is, from a single product to today, we have a suite of products. From one business vertical, we have three business verticals, and from the employee size, like Aishwarya was telling, about 19,000 employees that we have all across India. A lot of things that we did went right for us, because of which we have I would say the lowest attrition percentage in the NBFC space. And whatever surveys that we've been doing internationally and domestic, with the likes of Bain or whatever, we have been always getting a score which is above the global benchmark. So which means a lot of things that's going right behind the scene here. From a company that's been traditional lending company to a company that's highly analytics driven, and looking at people who understand tech, people looking at how do we work in a project environment, and how do we deliver things quickly. There's been a lot of transition, parallelly looking at how do we develop skills, how do we look at our MTs, management trainees, who come and train some of the seniors. You all must have heard of the reverse mentoring concept. How do we learn from youngsters, and how do we move the company ahead? These are the things that TVS Credit has strongly believed in, and we continue to believe that whoever joins us, young or old, is going to add value, and we should learn from everyone, is what we look at. As far as the culture of the company is concerned, I think TVS Group, 112-year-old company, and a company that takes its employee, as the center for any program that we devise. The employee and the family comes as the most important piece in whatever decisions that we make. We believe in fairness, transparency, trust, and most importantly, care. We mean all of this by every stretch of imagination that you can think of. As a company, we are headquartered in Chennai, but we have branches all over, and I should proudly say, I think most of the communication in the office today happens in Hindi and English, from though we are based in Chennai. So, which means we have been able to attract the best of talent to Chennai. So that's about the company, and I would again want to welcome a warm welcome to all of you to this epic session, and let's hear from the others also. Thank you.
Thank you, Shubha ma'am. Next up, we have Mr. Charandeep Singh. Charan is the Chief Marketing Officer at TVS Credit. With over 18 years of experience in marketing, sales, CRM, and strategy within the BFSI and automotive sectors, he has successfully led and driven a multitude of projects in branding and communication, market research, digital business, analytics, and customer relationship management. Throughout his tenure, he's led transformative initiatives, skillfully implementing programs and systems aimed at enhancing customer engagement and overall experience. Here, he has played a key role in establishing previous Credit's new brand identity, which resulted in a new visual identity system and brand repositioning in response to changing business requirements. Under his guidance, TVS Credit has received numerous awards for various marketing initiatives, including the Best Visibility and Visual Campaign at the renowned RMAI Awards and ET Best BFSI brands as well. Over to you, Charan. Please address us on what you feel.
Thanks, Aishwarya. So already, I think most of you have heard both Aishwarya and Shubha talk about, what TVS Group is all about and what's TVS Credit. So I thought I'll talk about first, why is this epic journey so epic this year? When we started 4 years back, the first year we had got around 10,000 odd registrations. Today is the last day for registrations at midnight, uh, and as we are looking at the numbers right now, nearly 88,000 participants have registered this year. So making this really competitive B school contest, and of course we reach out to engineering schools, B schools, and other institutes for finance and analytics also. So this has become a prime B school property. It won top 10 B school contest last year on Unstop. So it's really heartening that so many students are putting their trust into this particular contest and competition. And the numbers are not just increased in registrations. We had more than 10,000 teams participating just in the treasure hunt, which was conducted 2 days ago. So again, clearly the contest is not only enriching, challenging, you are asked to perform and innovate, but it's also very engaging this year. So these numbers are really exciting and heartening and testament to the program's reputation. And I thank all of you who have joined today. I just don't know how many people have joined. We'll get to know the numbers later. But it's a journey I am immensely proud of, that in last 4 years, this is our fifth season, and we are already crossing most probably 1 lakh number by midnight. So thanks all of you and welcome on board. As Shubha has already talked about the company, I'll talk about what I see changing in terms of marketing, and also give you some inputs in terms of the case study which you can expect for strategy contest this year. So as we all know that marketing is no more just branding and advertising, right? It's also about how do you understand data, how do you understand technology, and build programs which are delivering hyper personalized AI driven experiences to the customers. And that's the direction this company has taken. TVS Credit is a highly data driven organization, even when it comes to its communication campaigns and performance marketing and other branding campaigns. You would have also seen a change in the people who have been following us, and some of you would have participated this year second time. You would have also seen the change in the way we are communicating to the customers. We are reaching out to more Gen Z audiences through our campaigns, which is reflected in our recent campaigns, whether it is Women's Day or our consumer durable loan campaigns. uh, so marketing is not only being driven by the changes in the outside world, in terms of whether AI is evolving or data is increasing a lot, and therefore people are changing decisions. Even in terms of NBFCs, when we are competing with fintechs of the world, the customer experience, how do you build your digital assets in terms of giving them best in class UI UX, is also getting informed by the changes in the non NBFC space, but the space of fintech. So I feel that this is what our case study is also this year about. uh, you will be asked to talk about generative AI and how is it impacting global and domestic BFSI. What are the practical use cases in customer service, marketing, finance, and other subjects which are getting impacted by this and will impact the BFSI industry in India. And you might pick how to run with it. And this is where the case study will come into play, that generative AI is leading to what kind of new age finance companies, whether D2C is the way to go forward. So you can expect these things in the strategy case study. I would like to thank everybody who joined us today and everyone who has participated. Wish you all the best for the next rounds. And the quiz round is the first round which is going to happen. So it's highly competitive this year. So be ready. Best of luck.
Thank you, Charan. Coming up next, allow me to introduce Mr. Okay, let's go with finance next. Next, we have Rupa Sampat Kumar. Rupa Sampat Kumar is a seasoned finance professional, boasts an extensive career spanning over 2 decades across financial landscapes of India and USA. As a chartered accountant and a certified public accountant, her dual proficiency brings a unique blend of international financial insight and local acumen to the table. With an in depth understanding of financial intricacies, she plays a pivotal role in shaping the financial strategies in the organization. Prior to working with TVS Credit, she was the CFO at Hinduja Housing Finance and head of finance and treasury at Hinduja Leyland Finance. Sorry, my bad, man. Her trajectory to excellence also includes noteworthy stints at PwC and ICICI Bank, where she honed her financial acumen and strategic thinking. Over to you, ma'am. The floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. A warm welcome to all the sharp and the energetic minds who have joined us on our platform, unveiling of Epic 5 this year. So I'm very happy to join the entire young minds in the country, and I know that this Epic has been becoming more and more epic every year with a lot of registrations coming in pan India. So I'm very excited, as all of you are, listening to the unveiling of the Epic 5 today. um, NBFCs, also called as shadow banks, have witnessed a lot of changes in the last 4 to 5 years, with a lot of macroeconomic events as well as micro events shaping the NBFC segment and the space in the country. Shadow banks have always been the bridge between the banks and the consumers, and in taking the financial solutions to the people, the underserved and the right set of people, to be able to look at their aspirations and needs and how to bridge them. So the credit story of India has been very solid. India's growth story is everywhere to see, not only during COVID, post COVID, and now we are literally on the moon as well. So this is the right time for us to take a seat back and enjoy the journey that we have come all the way to till here, and the journey we are going to take it forward, and the journey that we are all in for. The entire consumer sentiments, the entire growth that is going to be witnessed, and how NBFCs as a segment is going to play a very pivotal role in the growth journey. Coming to how NBFCs have always seen growth, there are a lot of factors that are very crucial for an NBFC being highly regulated. So this year's epic challenge has been around stress testing, which is a very crucial pillar in the risk management. So risk management is very crucial for any company, more so for a highly regulated financial institution like a non-banking finance company. If you look at the growth, the economic events that have shaped the country in the last 4 5 years, be it DMON, be it GST, be it COVID, or be it any other macroeconomic events like Ukraine, Russia war, or any other financial crisis like the Lehman and also the ILFS crisis that shook the financial system in the country. Every macro or a micro event has got an impact on how the whole financial ecosystem works, be it the liquidity, be it the FDI inflows into the country, be it the interest rate scenarios, be it the inflation. Every connected factor impacts the operations of a company, and very logically it really impacts an NBFC and its operations. So this year's epic challenge has been structured around the stress testing. What are the factors and the scenarios that can impact the various risk of an NBFC? On the credit risk, which is the portfolio management, or the liquidity risk, capital allocation, asset liability management, regulatory risk, so on and so forth. So this has been specifically interesting. So a lot of things to think through from that perspective. It's there are some opportunities to also think out of the box, looking at what are the recent events that have happened in the last one and a half years, not only in India but across the globe, and how NBFCs can leverage data analytics, technology, underwriting, the next gen spending patterns, social influence, social media influences, and every other aspect can be thought through, and can be brought into the case study. And we have also talked about fraud risk as a very key metric on the in the case study as well. One important point to note is that the finance case study has been received very well, and we have seen the registrations grow from 3,500 to 7,300 plus registrations in this year. So we are looking forward for multiple ideas, path breaking, very innovative, novel ideas to look at how do we build risk and how do we see the industry and the products. So a lot of expectations from this year's entries as well. So I'm very excited, and I would also been a panelist in the last year epic as well, and I was very happy to be amongst very young and very vibrant minds who came up with wonderful solutions, very practical, pragmatic solutions. And as industry professionals, we really enjoyed the sessions. They were very engaging and very insightful. So looking forward for another exciting year of Epic 5 this year. All the very best for all the aspirants here.
Thank you, Rupa ma'am. Up next, allow me to introduce Mr. Raghavendran Nagarajan, also fondly called Rags here. He's the Senior Divisional Head, spearheading the dynamic function of data and analytics here at TVS Credit. With a career spanning over 17 years, Rags has carved a niche for himself across distinguished institutions such as Citibank, Barclays, Chase, and HSBC. His professional journey is a testament to his expertise across diverse financial domains, including cards, loans, and retail portfolios. His leadership and expertise in data and analytics have been pivotal in unlocking new avenues of growth and efficiency for TVS Credit. Rags's ability to turn complex data sets into actionable insights has helped us approach many challenges with new perspectives. Over to you, Rags.
Thank you, Aishwarya. And let me join the rest of the TVS Credit team here in welcoming you all for Epic 5. Wish you all the very best. Uh, I thought I would just spend a few minutes talking about the analytics function, the data science function here in TVS Credit. Uh, uh, Shubha mentioned the journey that the company as a whole has gone through, right? Uh, Very similar journey for analytics as well. Shubha mentioned 300 folks in the company. Analytics started off with about 4 people in the team, right? Uh, Doing mostly descriptive analytics using SQL and Microsoft Excel, right? Uh, we have now evolved into a proper data science team. We use tools and techniques that are no different from what the biggest tech companies out there in the world, the Googles of the world, use today, right? Uh, our data environment has gone to the cloud. We have now progressed to using unstructured data. There are several use cases in the company that are currently running. The algorithms that we use are cutting edge, same as what Googles and the Facebooks or the Metas of the world use. Uh, the company continues to invest in analytics, and that's one of the biggest points. The reason this evolution could happen is that the company has invested heavily and continues to invest, right? Today we are a team of around 80 plus people, right? And we have use cases, analytics use cases, data science models running practically across all the products as well as functions, right? uh, there is there is hardly a conversation that happens in the company, hardly a decision that gets made within the company without the use of analytics and the proper use of analytics. And I'll touch upon that point that I just made in when I talk about the case studies as well, right? uh, so it's been a great journey, a great place to be in, frankly, considering where we are going to go as a company, as well as the function itself, the analytics function itself. So uh, while that being said, right, the one differentiating factor when it comes to analytics in TVS Credit, right, is analytics as a domain, right, is sort of co-owned by all the functional folks in the company, right? What I mean by that is that while we as a data science group produce models and recommendations on such things, the actual decision making process, the actual analytic process is actually co-owned and co-opted by all the stakeholders in the company. That leads to a lot of collaborative effort, and frankly the right decisions get made using that process. And that's important, and I think that's a key differentiating factor uh, 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 with TVS Credit when compared to other companies, frankly, right? So again, uh, let me now come to the case studies that we have given you. If you choose to take up the analytics challenge, you'll be given a choice between 2 case studies. Uh, 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 I won't deal much about what the specifics of the case studies are. You'll get to know that any which ways. A few pointers though, right? If you choose to go down the modeling path, there's a certain rigor which we expect in terms of actual model development and all that, keeping in mind the fact that the models that we develop are no different from any kind of a production systems. In fact, we call them as production models for that reason, right? So we expect a certain level of rigor. That's one. The second aspect is what I kind of alluded to previously also, right? Models, data science products of any kind are just that, mathematical models of some sort, if it is not having the context of the business process, the stakeholder buying, the rigor in execution, right? There are several practical aspects that go into making analytics function a success, right? Please spend some time thinking through those aspects as well. We have left some sort of clues in the case study to guide you through that. We have left some open-ended items in the cases to help you think through that. So I really look forward to hearing from you all on those aspects, right? uh, so good luck. Enjoy the process, enjoy Epic. I'm sure you guys are going to have a great learning experience, but more importantly, have fun, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Rags. Going forward, we will now be addressing a few Q&A questions that we have received from participants beforehand. I will just delve right into it. Uh, uh, okay, let's start with the first question. This is a question from Ashutosh Jena from XIMB, and this is for Charan. Ashutosh asks, our broad understanding of strategy is growth, expansion, and optimization, but in real life, is it more related to stability and sustainability?
Well, I'm no strategy expert, but I think, as they say, it depends, right? So, what is your goal? For example, our company's goal is to reach a certain book size in next 5 years, right? So, of course, growth, and therefore, what will drive that growth, whether it is brand building, whether it is investment in things like analytics, technology, and people, right? It all depends on that. But at the same time, because we are in an industry which is regulated by RBI, you have to be compliant with a lot of things. You have to take care of customers advocacy, customers data privacy. As an organization, you should have also a keen eye on that. You should not scale up in a way which is not sustainable. So I would say that we as a company are a very growth oriented. We have been growing at almost 30% rate year on year. But at the same time, I think the company's corporate governance and the compliance function is also pretty robust to ensure that this growth is very sustainable in nature.
Thanks, Charan. Moving forward, we have a question from Ishika Namdev. This is for Rupa. Being a leader, there must have been many instances where you had to lead a team to execute critical projects. Can you share one key lesson which you've learned in your journey?
Yeah, good question, Ishika. We have, as I was telling in my session here at Epic, we've gone through a lot of difficult times, especially in the last 2.5 years. One important event that shook all of us was the COVID, and it was really impacting across various companies, and so even as an NBFC, even we were also impacted by that, especially where it came in the month of March, and we had our year end to be completed and year end audits to happen. And since I was leading a finance team, we were working on tirelessly looking at all the RBI regulations on how to come up with moratoriums, and looking at all the numbers, metrics, and also looking at managing large part of different engagements of audit and accounting and finance mobilization and stuff like that. One key thing I learned was being very empathetic. I think when you look at execution, you always think about motivating your team, and looking at the goal in front of you and keep telling your team, yeah, you need to do this and stuff like that. But one important lesson I learned during that phase is being empathetic, because everyone was having their own set of issues at back home, losing people, or people close ones being sick, or even if they are not sick, you have to manage family and work with children around. You could be at any part of your life, but still you had to go through that. So I feel being empathetic as a leader is very important when you have to get the goals going. So I think that's the one key lesson I feel is very important as a leader.
Thanks, Rupa ma'am. Speaking of empathy, it's one of our brand values, and I'm sure all the participants here are going to delve more and more into that in the coming days. We now have a question for Jayashubha ma'am from Utkarsh. The question goes like, with an employee base of nearly 20,000 individuals, how do you, as a chief people officer, strategically approach the challenge of upskilling and reskilling to meet the dynamic demands of evolving business landscape?
Uh, that's a good question, Utkarsh. Thank you so much. See, one thing is upskilling and reskilling is something in, I think, 3 decades of my career I've been hearing. So there's nothing new about this because, as you all know, it's continuously changing, and the speed at which we need to upskill and reskill is actually shortening, or I should say, it's increasing. That's the only difference that I see. We have, like you said, about 20,000 employee base, out of which, let's say, about 70% is the feet on street. So how do we have to have specific program for specific segment of employees, and then what suits them, what is required at that level. That's how we give those doses, in terms of what kind of programs that they need to attend, what are the kind of learning that we need to do. And as you all know, it is not about a classroom session that we are talking about these days. Everything is in seconds, let's say a minute max, that a person has the patience. When you go through an Instagram video also, I think it's about 20 to 25 seconds. After that, you're like, when is it going to get over? So those kind of bite-sized programs are what we give at certain levels. It's about outbound programs and so on and so forth. But the largest learning that we've had is with the empty programs that we run, how we've been using the young generation to train or to teach the older generation the latest trends and what's happening and so on and so forth. And that's something we cannot ignore, I would think. And apart from that, like I told you, the projects and other things that we look at, the what do you say, cross functional projects, and what are the digital projects, and how people are in the organization are moving from the current role to the to roles that they want. What is the kind of platforms that we provide? Those are the critical pillars that we look at when we're looking at upskilling and reskilling. But above all this, I think the individual's interest is the most important thing, and we look at that first and then do whatever we need to do. I hope that addresses your question.
Thank you, Shubham. Um, the next question is for Rags from Ameya. Ameya asks, how do you balance data-driven insights while maintaining a personalized and customer-centric approach?
Uh, thank you for the question, Ameya. I personally don't view that as a balance, right? It should, in my opinion, not be a balance. Uh, a personalized customer-centric approach should be actually one of the objectives for using analytics, for using data, right? So data should drive that end objective of having a personalized and customer-centric approach. Again, that's one of the core principles under which we operate, be it in underwriting, be it in some of the marketing activities that Charan talked about, in some of the risk management things that Rupa just described a few minutes back, in talent analytics that Shubha mentioned a few minutes back, right? Having a personalized, customized approach at an n equals 1 level, as we call it, right, is practically the end goal for analytics, honestly. I don't view that as a balance. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Rags. That brings us to the end of the Q&A session. However, if you have any questions, guys, you can please feel free to drop a mail to us, and our team will get back to you over mail. With that, we have come to the end of this launch event of Epic Season 5. A huge thank you to all our leaders for taking the time out and joining us today. And of course, a huge thank you to all participants for your enthusiastic support today. It's your turn to now take the challenge up and be epic. Before we log off, a reminder to all participants that the registration ends today at 11:59 p.m. We wish you all the very best for the competition. Thank you very much and have a great rest of the day. Thank you, guys.
All the best, guys.
Good luck, folks. Thank you.
All the very best.
All the best to all of you all.